Make sure that home buying is actually right for you. You do not want to catch a falling knife, and you don't want to swim against the tide. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Manny. I'm a real estate investor here in the Portland metro area. Have you wondered why there's so many houses on the market, from city to city, coast to coast, county to county, and state to state? It is very easy to quickly notice that the housing market is getting flooded with houses. In this video, I'm going to explain to you why there are so many houses on the market. First off, you have to look at the affordability. Most houses today are not affordable anymore. Back in the 80s and the 90s, the average annual wage to housing is about 2.5. In today, is over 5, and in some cities, it's about 7 times the annual income. So houses have become unreachable for many people, and sellers are not budging either. A lot of times, sellers put homes on the market, and when they put homes on the market, what you realize is that in most cases, buyers are not able to afford the houses. Because you have houses on the market that are overpriced, they are too expensive, and you have these sellers who are willing to earn a profit from their home, which, by the way, was an investment. It makes it very difficult for buyers to be able to afford it. So you end up having this home sitting on the market for so long. And a lot of sellers also, just to add to that, they're not realistic. They have unrealistic expectations. These unrealistic expectations is why you see someone buy a house for $400,000 and try to sell it for $1 million in a span of 2 years. So explain to me how the price of that house has more than doubled. Another thing nobody's talking about is the foreclosure crisis. A lot of homes are hitting the market, distressed properties, short sale, especially if you look at states like Florida, states like Texas, and also states like New York. A lot of them, you're going to see foreclosure crisis slowly creep up. And that leads me to the next topic, which is the unemployment data. In December of 2025, the unemployment numbers are the highest they've been since the COVID era. So the economy is really struggling. You have the AI boom, and you have people just losing their jobs. And because people are losing their jobs, they are not able to afford the homes. Now, don't get me wrong, there's also some shortage in the market. The shortage is because certain areas have sellers who put properties on the market, and when they put the properties on the market, in a matter of 3 weeks to a month, they delete the properties because they realize they've asked for too much, and then they end up renting it. There's a huge amount of houses that are available on the market there that are being rented, and that rent just comes from people who list their homes for sale, but they're not able to sell them. Guess what? They decide to rent such homes. Now, one thing I've not talked about yet is interest rates are not where they used to be. Back in the COVID era, they were in the 2.5%, 2%, even as low as 1.75 for some of my clients. So right now, with interest rates hovering around 6%, now the Feds have cut interest rate twice this year, but still, interest rates, which directly correlate to the prices of homes, have not come down low enough. Because they've not come down low enough, people then are waiting, sitting on the sideline, waiting for interest rates to drop, which, who knows, they may drop, they may not drop. Building shortages. There's a huge shortage in building. A lot of the builders get loans, and when they get loans, they have to get permits. And some of these are multi-year projects. It takes 3 to 5 years for development to come into place, from buying the land to getting all the permits and doing the proper zoning and actually physically constructing the homes. So if you think about that, the fact that it takes 3 to 5 years, nobody knows what's going to happen because of a lot of the uncertainty. The uncertainty in the economy makes it very difficult for builders to go ahead and tie money down and invest when they're not able to see or forecast the future as best as they can. So really, you are trying to shoot a moving target, which in and of itself is difficult enough, but then couple that with government regulation and the changing landscape and laws and just so many things makes it difficult for builders to commit. And even when they build, the homes they build these days tend to be bigger. The reason why they are bigger is because they want to maximize their dollars. They want to maximize their investment, which in turn means homes are more expensive. And because homes are more expensive, buyers end up being priced out of the market. Fewer buyers are able to afford those homes. There's a shift in what home ownership represents, and what does home ownership even mean among the millennials and the Gen Zs particularly. So what you see is that most of these Gen Zs and millennials, what they're doing instead is they're renting, or they're living with their parents. Because of how tough the job market is, a lot of them graduate and are not able to even get a steady job or a decent job to afford a home. Guess what? They move back into their mom's house. They move back to their parents' garage. This generational shift means that a lot of them are actually priced out of the market, and they stay aside. So demand and supply, because there are fewer buyers out there, which otherwise 10 years ago, people that will have gone into the market, they are staying on the sideline and are kind of removing themselves from the market because they're not able to afford it, then you have an excess of homes. I honestly think it's going to get worse before it gets better. With all this information, how would you equip yourself as someone who's interested in real estate? How would you prepare yourself for the future and for what's about to come next? If you look on the internet, a lot of people are saying, oh, there's a crash coming, there's an Armageddon, the market is going to fall. Then the other people who are a little bit more cautious and more data driven like myself, and these are things we are seeing. So should you buy now or should you not buy? You want to just make sure you wait it out and see what happens. My advice to my clients are to never time the market. The cases are different from person to person, and each person's need is different. So make sure you do your due diligence, work with your agent, and make sure that home buying is actually right for you. You do not want to catch a falling knife, and you don't want to swim against the tide, because right now the economy is difficult. The job numbers just came out for December. We have to wait till the end of January to get more information, and unemployment is pretty high. People are struggling. The economy, they say, is K-shaped, meaning some people are doing really, really well up, and then some people are doing really, really bad down, but nobody's talking about that. So how do you make sure that you save your money and you prepare in case something happens? You need to have an emergency fund. Make sure you're well prepared. Your job, how are you going to leverage AI? Because the market landscape is changing. What other things can you do to make sure that if something happens, your family is protected and you're secure, and you're able to really, really make sure that the coming Armageddon does not hit you? So guys, that's all I have. Let me know what you think. If you like tips like this, if you want to subscribe to this channel, follow me on all social media at MannyObi. And if you like information like this, please subscribe for more information on how and what the landscape of the housing market look like. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.